I went to get my A1C tested, and it was 5.4 10 years ago. It peaked at 6.1, went down to 5.5, and now 5.3. So it dropped from 6.1 to 5.3 when I did a little drugstore test recently. So that's quite a significant drop after, say, 6 months or so of being on this mostly plant-based diet. I wasn't going paleo because I'm keen aware of the saturated fats and health effects of heart disease, et cetera, of going full on paleo. So I was trying to kind of walk a line with some fish, non-animal sources of protein. I did eat some cheese and dairy and other plant-based foods, pescatarian / omnivore, but occasional chicken. Well, my wife's Chinese, so we do eat a fair amount of other food that used to have legs. Yeah, that was my diet before. The biggest thing that you did for me was telling me to ignore the glycemic index, because I've been looking at glycemic index foods, and I hadn't eaten bananas in years, and I wouldn't touch watermelon, and pineapple was a no-no. And so reintroducing bananas, foods that are highly glycemic, non-processed natural carbohydrates, that was the biggest change. What I reintroduced into my diet that I had expelled from my diet because of the glycemic index. Bananas are back. Bananas are part of my life. I had 2 of them today, at lunch, breakfast, having fruit in the morning. Carrot juice, I love carrot juice, and that had been kind of a no-no because of the sugar content. I actually do smoothies with carrot juice as the base rather than water or a milk, so I love carrot-based smoothies. So carrot juice, bananas, watermelon, a little bit of pineapple. Those are some of the high glycemic foods that I brought back. I do feel liberated by not having to pay attention to the glycemic index, because now if I just basically have fat in my mind, is there fat in that? And it's sometimes hard to explain to people that I don't even eat the good fats, or very little, like avocado, olive oil, those sorts of things, so-called good, polyunsaturated fats, which people associate like, what's wrong with that? I thought there's good fats and bad fats. And it is, living by the glycemic index was driving my wife nuts, because it's complicated and you have to look up this food. It's not very intuitive in terms of, what's high and what's low. And with fat, it's a lot more intuitive to understand, even the good fats and nuts or certain oils, et cetera. Of course, animal products, all have some fat. So it's a lot easier map to navigate going low fat than low glycemic, because the glycemic index is not intuitive. It's complicated. There's not a whole lot of great data out there in terms of specific foods. And then, of course, anything that's packaged or restaurant, you don't really know. So I find by living by low fat a lot simpler than living by low carb. When I met you at a conference, we got started to talking, and I got intrigued by his alternative approach to sugar management. So we've been fixated on this magical number of 100, and it's difficult to get my daily morning fasting glucose below 100, even though I exercise and ride my bike 2,000 miles a year and cycle and swim and have a standing desk, et cetera. So that 100 number was frustrating to hit. So I went to get my C-peptide tested, which was 2.53, something in there, which shows that my insulin ability to produce insulin has decreased. That was somewhat concerning, but then I went to get my A1C tested, and it was 5.4 10 years ago. It peaked at 6.1, went down to 5.5, and now 5.3. So it dropped from 6.1 to 5.3 when I did a little drugstore test recently. So that's quite a significant drop after, say, 6 months or so of being on this mostly plant-based diet. Friends have come up to me and I've told them I'm doing low fat instead of low carb, and they're like, I don't think that's right. What kind of wacko you've been talking to? The proof is in the A1C. I would say that give it a try. I do have a good amount of energy when I eat heavy foods. I feel sluggish. Doctors I know say, yeah, there's the low fat way and there's the low carb way. Both are legitimate. Maybe even the low fat way might even be validated by some recent research. I would say give it a try. There's a lot you can eat. And when I say people that I address prediabetes by not paying attention to the glycemic index, that seems kind of heretical to them, contrary to what they've heard. I feel pretty good with my diet the way it is right now. Experimenting a little bit with occasional 16-hour fasting, skipping breakfast. It's too hard for me to skip dinner because I'm sitting around the house and there's this food calling, tempting me everywhere. Skipping breakfast and getting out the door to work and holding on till noon, I can do that. And then maintaining the gains that I have and not slipping back and telling myself, well, I can cheat a little because I got a 5.5. I can.
Exactly.
My kids eat chicken. I don't really like the taste of it anymore. I still do eat fish, occasional dairy, but I'm in the 90% range of occasional fats, but really most of the meals are plant-based. I have no regrets. It's been a challenge. It's been helpful to have your weekly support and accountability, and it's stabilized. My weight hasn't changed that much, but certainly the numbers. The A1C is the main number. And learning about that drug store test that you can get, not having to go to a lab to get it test, makes it much more accessible to get that A1C, which is the thing that really matters.